Good morning, everyone. Today is October 3rd. We have misdemeanor arraignments. We have a number of motion hearings that no one will show up for. And we have pre-exam conferences. We did 5 of them yesterday afternoon with Mr. Tim George, so it's not too bad. Judge Pattison is still off this week, so I have his docket and mine, but it shouldn't be too bad. We'll be busy this morning, and I will be doing sobriety court this afternoon. Mr. Timothy Reed is here for some ordinance cases, and we'll get started as soon as the public defender shows up. Well, it's awful early in Texas. It's time is at 6:15. Minnesota, Ohio, Florida, Texas. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for saying hello. Maine, Scotland. One more beautiful day here in Michigan. Beautiful day. Great to be alive. Thank you for saying hello. Hope all our people that were visiting last week made it home safe. Hope Jim at Rutgers did better than I did in Learned League. Good morning, Mr. Morrison. What are you doing here? You just visiting?
I'm here with my client at 8:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your client?
Cody Rosner.
Okay. How are you doing?
Good, and you?
Good. Hello, Matea.
Good morning.
Mr. Rosner's got a PC. Well, Matea, we're doing about as well as we were doing yesterday. We have one customer.
You just didn't want to follow me in.
I guess not.
I tried.
I was concerned about how busy today would be because I had both dockets, but it's really not going to be bad at all. Let's talk to Mr. Willard Brandon Batita. Would you bring your advice of rights up to me? Did they give you one?
Yeah.
Then go over to the podium. Thank you. Should we have any pre-trials today?
Yes. Finish it up.
He was here.
Was it yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I did him yesterday.
Nothing. So.
So he's set for sentencing coming up,
Okay.
but that's helpful because I'm going to need that when I deal with him in 10 days or so.
Okay, sounds good.
He was the only pretrial.
No, there's Rosner's and Rosner and Rosner.
Okay.
Rosner and Rosner. I'll bring you the list.
All right. Good morning. Mr. Batita, you're charged with operating with a suspended license under Sturgis ordinance. No, this is a white pigeon ordinance.
Attention to that.
Let's take a look at it. Sure is quiet in here when the floor's not on. There it is. They allege that you were driving a car in White Pigeon at 7:45 in the evening on September 26 while your license was suspended. in part, your license is suspended because you got a lot of baggage on it. But you got $973 worth of unpaid tickets. They cut you a break in 2021 and reduced the driving suspended to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. You never paid the fine. You have no proof of insurance, a retail fraud, a registration plate violation, and the allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, and you never paid any of them. So you owe $973. It shows that your license is suspended. For a while. Anyway, driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points and requires that your license be suspended. How do you plead to this charge?
I'm gonna plead not guilty.
All right, I'm gonna show you pleading not guilty. You want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yeah.
All right, would you like to go to jail for all your unpaid fines?
No, sir, I actually plan on having all those paid off within the next, say, month.
Well, that would certainly help.
A month, probably 2 weeks. We
All
just
right.
sold our house.
Well, that would help your situation. The prosecutor might be willing to cut you some consideration, since the last time they cut you a break, you gave them the finger and didn't pay 1 cent on it. That was sort of during COVID, and we weren't doing a lot of collection efforts, but it would probably help your case if you paid off your unpaid fines and costs. So I'll show you're pleading not guilty. Are you still living on North Main,
No,
Arizona Boulevard?
yeah,
Okay. Are you working somewhere?
yes, sir.
Where are you working?
Ox Industries and White Pigeon.
I see that on your shirt. All right, that's a good place to work except for swing shifts. Are you-
Yeah. Shit.
Swing shifts will shorten your life, so hopefully you won't.
Yeah, it's definitely rough.
So how many weeks are you on one shift?
2,
2 on one, 2 on another, 2 on another?
yeah.
That's brutal.
And we work 12 days straight. And then you get 2 days off.
Well, the money's pretty good, so you should be able to afford to pay this stuff off. I'm gonna give you a list of what you owe here. Appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for November 3rd at 8:30. That would be great if you could pay all that off.
I should be able to have it paid off before I come see you again.
So that would help. The White Pigeon attorney would probably give you another break. I had to get special permission to get scissors. They didn't trust me with them. My old secretary, Sue, said, I don't want to give you those scissors. You'll just hurt yourself. All right, here, Brandon, is what you owe. I want you to go out to the counter. They'll appoint an attorney for you. I want you to call that attorney and make an appointment to discuss this with them.
Okay.
Prior to November 3rd. And you could do yourself a big favor by paying off all those old tickets,
Yes, sir.
which would almost assure you'd get some consideration from the village attorney. So I'll see you on November 3rd.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, good luck. What's your name, ma'am? All right, Miss Benton, would you come up to the podium? Good morning, Mr. Truckee. This is file 23. Thank you, Matea. 1582. SM, Miss Benton. Give me a second here. Put my scissors away. Miss Benton, we've met before. I'm Judge Middleton, and you're here for an arraignment. The arraignment is the process where I tell you what you're charged with and ask you how you wish to plead to the charge. The allegation is that on or about, no one in the real world ever says on or about, but lawyers talk like that. On or about June 16th, you were at Walmart and you stole something worth more than $200 but less than $1,000. That's commonly known as retail fraud in the second degree. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. This isn't right. Let me go back to the complaint. They charge it as stealing something more than $200. Now, it can be retail fraud in the second degree if you take something more than $200, but less than $1,000. If it's more than $1,000, it becomes something else, retail fraud first. So one way for it to be retail fraud second is to steal more than $200. The other way is to have a previous conviction. Frank, would you give her a Kleenex? Ask her to take her gum out. So they didn't charge it right. This is dumb. Did steal property worth more than 200 but less than 1,000, to wit $37.62. So the charge isn't supported by the complaint. What they really meant to charge is that you had a previous conviction for retail fraud back in 2019 or 2020. But this isn't charged properly. Let's see what I can tell. Miss Davis didn't check the right box or something. Apparently they have a video or something. When did you get picked up for this, or when did they serve this warrant on you?
Let's see. It was a few weeks ago.
Let's see here. You got 9/15, and then you posted a $100 bond.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna show you're pleading not guilty. I can't alter the charge, the prosecutor does, but I can't tell what $37.62 was, but it isn't charged right. So I'm going to show you're pleading not guilty and see if we can get a prosecutor to look at this. They may be willing to reduce it to retail fraud third degree, which is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. So I should ask, if they did reduce it, would you be willing to plead to that charge, or would you like to plead not guilty and get a lawyer to help you with this?
Yeah, I would plead to that.
You think you'd like to get an attorney?
No.
Or you'd like to talk to the prosecutor? All right. All right, Laura, would you see if we can get Debbie Davis to take a look at this complaint? Have a seat, Miss Benton,
Okay.
and I'll be with you in a minute. TJ, let's see if we can get you on your way.
Mr. Cap is the only one I have.
Well, Mr. Cap didn't show up, and then he didn't show up again, and I'm not very happy with him. He lives on 9th Street. He fell off a ladder, but it was months and months ago. He just failed to appear. Let's call that case. People versus John William Cap. Boy, Josh, you're right on time.
I tried to.
Thank you. A lot of people didn't show up, so we're gonna be all right. I'm trying to get TJ on his way. Then you and Ross can kind of tell me where we are. He owes money in a previous driving no ops charge. He was gonna pay on 10/3 when he came in today. So he had an arraignment. Oh, he has another one that he owes. Spilling a load. And he has this charge. This ticket was issued on 9/24. Driving suspended, no registration plate, no proof of insurance.
Debbie is talking to a defense attorney right now regarding their PC, so
Okay.
it won't be right away.
All right, that's fine. Trying to find the case he just failed to appear on. He has some civil cases. Anyway, I can't find it, but just within the last 7 to 10 days, he failed to appear on a previous case. This is the first failure to appear on this case, so I guess I'm compelled to do a show cause. Mr. Reader, that's the only case you've got.
That's it,
I guess
Your
you
Honor.
can get up on your business. Apologize.
Thank you.
If he shows up, is there any offer?
I dismiss no proof of insurance.
All right, thank you.
They cut him a break by not writing him the no trailer plate as well.
Yeah,
He won't show up.
stop by his house on the way and tell him.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's see if anybody else has come in for arraignment. We had some people come in, trickling in late. Is Richard Burgess here? That is a felony charge of possession of methamphetamine, no insurance, driving suspended, and unlawful plate. He posted a bond. Felony charge of. I'm not gonna do a show cause on that. See, make sure he's not in our jail. No. Richard Dean Burgess Jr. has failed to appear on a felony charge. File 23756. Bench warrant. Bond. $5,000 cash or surety. Law requires a 48-hour hold. So if someone knows Richard Dean Burgess from Vicksburg, tell him to get in here. And our last arraignment is Sean Cothran.
Offer.
Cothran?
Yes, sir.
All right, you've been here all along, sir. I apologize. I didn't know who you were. Let's talk about your case. It's our last arraignment. This is file 23141584, People versus Sean Aaron Cothern. He's alleged to have been in the Myers store on July 11th and taken property worth less than $200, $56.64. That's charged as retail fraud in the third degree. It is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. They caught you stealing some food, I guess. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
All right, would you like me to appoint an attorney for you?
Yes, because I'm looking to plea out and pay the fine.
Well, all right.
If he was interested, our office would offer the retail fraud diversion. On this case, he doesn't have any priors.
It doesn't look like it. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that a lot. We have a program for first offender retail fraud defendants. In fact, I started the program when I was prosecutor, and they've continued it since. It's a deferral where you enter a plea to the charge. I set the sentence out about 90 days. And if you complete the terms of the deferral, charge will be dismissed by the prosecutor and won't show up on your record.
Okay.
Are you willing to do that?
Yes, I can take, it would take me close to 9 days to pay it, but I would pay it.
All right, well, you don't have to, well, all right, we'll make it work.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. O'Bear. It's very helpful to have the prosecutor in the room, but they're short-handed. So this is a happenstance, he's here. All right, let's talk about the terms of the deferral. You would have to do the economic crime class, used to be called the shoplifter's alternative. You have to do 10 hours of community service, pay any civil demands, and you would be barred from Walmart or Myers.
All right.
You understand?
Mhm.
And not get in any other trouble.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No, sir. I just, I talked to people that have been in legal trouble before, and that's what they advised me.
Well, this is a good option. If you do this, it's like being on probation in advance. So if you complete the probation, then they'll dismiss the charge before I even do the sentence. You'd be surprised how many people don't do it. But I think that you will. All right, were you in Myers that day on
Yes,
July
sir.
11th?
Yes, sir.
And you were hungry?
I was homeless at the time.
All right, and you took some food items?
Yes.
What kind of stuff did you take?
Mashed potatoes, ranch, mac and cheese, and things like that.
All right, it's interesting. That's one of the reasons why Mr. O'Bear would defer this. Sometimes people steal different kinds of things. They used to steal cigarettes commonly 100 years ago, but they're now all behind the counter. Then they would steal liquor. That's hard to do. They would steal things you can sell, like electronic appliances or battery chargers or that sort of thing. Those people are stealing it to sell it. A common thing that's stolen, unsurprisingly, is underwear. People don't have the ability to do the laundry at a laundromat or otherwise, and they steal underwear. But when people are stealing food, it's a different kind of thing. We've also got sometimes people with dementia or other problems will steal random things. But this is the category of people that are stealing because they're hungry. You weren't gonna resell these mashed potatoes for drug money.
No, sir, I don't do drugs.
Good. Now, who do you live on Ash Road?
Myself.
All right.
That's, after that incident, I got that
Is
place.
this one of the VA places?
No, this is, a friend after the incident gave me a place to live. He had a rental property, helped me get set up.
Are you working somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
Jay Rettenmeyer,
The mystery place?
the fiber place.
I know what it is. It's
Oh.
that German plant on 131.
Yes.
But everybody drives by and is like, what do they do there?
Yes.
But we had a speaker come to a meeting I was at and they told us what they did there. But yeah, it's a German fiber. It's an interesting business. Good for you. So you got a good job. You got a place to live. You don't need to have a retail fraud charge on your record. So let's set this for sentencing for December 18th. At 10:30. If you do what I ask you to do, you won't even have to come back.
All right.
What shift are you on?
I work 15 days a month and 15 days off.
Wow.
I work 12 hours a day. This week I work Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next week I work Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow.
Same as the jail.
The man that bonded me out actually in St. Joe, he works the opposite shift of me.
All right, I want you to take this form right here downstairs to the probation department.
All right.
And they'll tell you what you need to do and how you need to get signed up in the economic crime class.
All right.
And I hope you hold up your end of the deal. If you do, you don't even need to come back. If you don't, we'll deal with a sentence on December 18th at 10:30.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. All right, I believe that finishes our misdemeanor arraignments, although we've still got Ms. Benton waiting. Ms. Davis is gonna talk to her in a minute. Josh, I asked Debbie to do it. It was charged as a larceny over $200 for $37 worth of merchandise. So it wasn't charged right, but I'm expecting she'll reduce it to a third, and Ms. Benton will probably admit to that. But let's shift gears for a minute. Tatia, thank you for your help.
Of course.
Although if you want to stick around for Ms. Benton, you can. Ross, would you come up, and Josh, and let's assess where we are for our pre-exams. We got Edwin Johnson from Cass County here also. Good morning.
Morning.
We like to get you over here every once in a while just to make sure you remember where we are.
This is the first time that I've been in court for 3.5 years.
Oh
I
my,
have had a series of health issues that I beat, which let me know I still got work to do.
all right. We'll be with you in just a minute. All right, Ross, let's see where we are. Just we'll run through these and then maybe we'll take a recess. William Randall Elkins.
Mr. Elkins tends to plead to use of methamphetamine today.
Jason Haskin.
I've got to get in contact with Mr. Haskin yet. He was locked down. When I was at the jail, I wasn't able to see him.
All right, Chase Jones.
I believe that a competency was requested in his pending circuit court trial, and I don't think we can proceed in any direction at this time.
We'll take a look at that. He's in custody.
He is in custody.
We'll have to make a record on that. Devon Moore,
Devon Moore is here and he intends to enter a guilty plea.
to what?
OWI first and carrying under the influence. Carrying a firearm under the influence.
All right, we'll set that for sentence on another day. James Risner,
He's executed a waiver in both files.
Nicholas Schmittendorf,
I'm given to understand a retained attorney appeared on that. I haven't received.
She's here too. She's, I
who, that, she's talking with Debbie.
Yep.
Who is it?
think her name is Caitlin Locke.
Oh, from Hill's office. James Merchant. Oh, that's Mr. Johnson. We'll come back to him. And then Rosen. Is that Luke's?
That's Luke Knopsinger's, yeah.
All right.
Mr. Rosen is here.
Okay. Mr. Merchant, what are we gonna do with your case? I mean, Mr. Johnson.
We not had any contact with the prosecutor's office. We're looking to see what's. going
All right,
on.
well, they're here all day, every day. All I gotta do is give them a phone call, but we'll take a recess and you can talk to Mr. O'Bear, the chief assistant, and we'll come back in a couple minutes and start these. Mr. Haskin is pending that very serious child abuse charge. Who's his attorney in that case?
John Bush.
What's the status of that case? It's about 400 days old.
Yep, they keep requesting adjournments.
So this occurred while he was in custody.
Correct.
Okay. All right, let's take a recess. We'll go see if anybody brought cookies or anything. You can talk to Mr. Johnson about Mr. Merchant, and we'll be back in a minute.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.